Is up, you guys. So today we are doing a nice fancy schmancy quick release steering wheel on the little Miata. So it's gonna be pretty sick. And here she is. Here is the beauty in question. This sucker is awesome. So just an NRG innovation steering wheel. Super nice. It's gonna be a good setup. So we're excited to get her installed and we will take you guys along for the process. Alright guys, so the first step that you're gonna is you're gonna want to come into the trunk and you're going to want to disconnect the battery. And you know, just gonna be in the trunk on the passenger side, so make sure to get that guy. Should be a 10mm. And then after that, you know, keys kind of help in order to get access to stuff so you can turn the wheel.
Make sure that your steering wheel is straight when you do this, because if your steering wheel is not straight, neither will your aftermarket one be.
Yep, so just double check that, and then grab your good old trusty 10mm you've got here, and on the back, so on the back of the steering wheel, let me turn my little flashlight on, there are going to be 4 10mm in order to get the front of it off. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So you're up.
I feel like they're loose already.
They are. They loosen the back.
Oh, did you? Okay. I was wondering why it was so like easy. Once you get this airbag piece off, definitely make sure you took out the battery so you don't get an airbag to your face. But there's going to be this string tied to the back, and you'll want to make sure that you cut that so that you can get the steering wheel off. And then you'll want to just disconnect these right here. It just lifts off and comes out. You have to disconnect the orange one first, and so you just pull this tab right here, and that just pulls up, and then with the blue you have to push it over and then pull up and it'll come out, and then that is your airbag.
I think we can have some fun with this.
We're gonna have White sit on it. Ejecto Cedo, cuz.
You know what's about to happen.
Okay.
Bless you, sir.
Recording?
Yes.
Okay, guys. What? I'm gonna need an extension.
Ah, yes you are, friggin' shorty.
I guess it's a bigger socket, so grab me a 20 and a 21.
Will do.
Okay guys, so again, make sure that your steering wheel is completely straight. A lot of people cut these. I don't recommend cutting them. We're gonna put on, make sure the horn works. And so what you're gonna do is, I'll have Wyatt get a close up here. These two prongs right here, we're gonna make a bridge right there with just an electrical wire connector, and we'll show you guys how to do that once we get the clock spring and everything out. Well, that came off easy.
Yep. Just don't whack yourself in the face when you pull the steering wheel off. Low key was waiting for wham!
Right?
That would have been funny.
Okay, so now that we got the steering wheel off, we're gonna set this bad boy over here, and then we're gonna start taking off this, which is a Phillips, which I had Mr. Wyatt get for me. And then this right here is your clock spring. So if you plan on reselling it, don't let your clock spring turn more than just a little bit of a turn, because you gotta try and sell it. It's not gonna work properly. So make sure, try not to move that as much as possible. Oh yeah, I should probably take the keys out. That might be a good thing.
Maybe.
So, and then there are four bolts here. There's this big long one right here, and then there's one right next to it. It's kind of just hiding, so make sure that you get that one out. Got this all off. So these are where the bolts are. There's one hidden up in here. Ours didn't have it, and there's one here, and one here. And this just sits just like that on the steering wheel. So we're gonna go ahead and set that aside. And then we're not really gonna use these bolts anymore, so we'll set those over there and save those. And then you've got, for your clock spring, you've got these 1, 2, and then there's one missing there, and 4 for the clock spring, and then that pulls right off. And then make sure to clip this so that it doesn't come with the clock spring. What is the clock spring for?
Cool.
Okay guys, so you can just pull the clock spring off. It looks like this. This connector will remain on there. So for the airbag, we're going to end up still using this once we get it off. and you've got to take this off because we're going to do this the right way. We're going to actually unplug it straight from the harness that's down here. So this part is held on by 2 bolts just back there, so we're going to get that off, and then we'll unhook it, and then we'll show you guys how to do trick the airbag as well as install that new steering wheel. Okay, you know what? Okay, so right here, so you're going to see the orange and the blue just like it was up here. These are going to be those connectors that you want to unhook, and then just follow this up, cutting off all the zip ties and taking off the electrical tape so you can get it unwound, and then we'll rewind it back up. And more electrical tape. So once you've got these unhooked, you've got to remove this little steering column. So make sure that this is straight when you're taking it off, and it is just a Phillips, and just pull it straight off so you don't damage anything.
And that will give you access to being able to remove the clock spring and the harness for it without having to cut anything and causing any issues.
That you'll cut, and you'll have to keep taking off all this electrical tape in order to get that out. For being 20 plus years old, this tape actually doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, it's still quite sticky.
And there you are. There's the clock spring all out and unhooked. Like I said, if you plan on reselling this, then just don't let that clock spring turn that much. I don't really plan on doing anything with mine, so
other than building the ever-living crap out of it.
Yep. So I'm gonna have Wyatt grab me some electrical tape so I can do this back up, and then we're gonna get that installed.
Okay, guess I'll go get some electrical tape. Hey, Peter.
Oh,
Get it, big man. You got it.
big man.
Alright guys, so we're just gonna button this up real quick, and then we get to the fun stuff. We get to put on some goodies that we've been waiting for forever. So it's gonna be quite dope, not gonna lie.
Okay, so we're gonna end up reusing this connector for the horn. Like I said, we're gonna be still maintaining the regular horn function, and so you're just gonna disconnect this wire from there.
Oh wow, look at that.
And so,
magic.
Yep, boom. And then you're gonna need some longer wire that's gonna reach from down here, because you're gonna end up plugging it back into this piggy tail. You're not gonna use this side. This is the side we're gonna trip. We're gonna plug that back into there. And so we're gonna go ahead and solder this wire and make it look super nice, and then we'll be right back.
Boom. That way it locks focus. Yeah. That's still a little loud. Let's solder that real quick. Hold that for me for a second. And I'm actually going to drop this down. Got that.
Do you want a box to solder on?
That should be good.
Okay.
What is this?
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Come on, my guy. There we go. What I did, this isn't a perfect solder by any means, but long story short, what you really want to try and do is just, you want to heat up the wire, usually from the opposite side you apply the solder on, and then you want to melt the solder into the wire because if the wire isn't up to temp and you try and attach the solder, it is not going to work very well. So once the wire is to temp, the solder will stick to the wire very well. So then you get a little bit of solder on both wires, and then you go ahead, you know, touch one wire to the solder gun, it melts the solder, then touch the other wire to the wire that's touching the solder gun, and then it'll melt the solder on, you know, the furthest wire away from the soldering iron, and boom, there you go. So yeah, pretty good, pretty quick, and it's very strong. So not recommended, and this is totally not overkill. See? Perfect.
Okay, so now we're gonna go back here, since you don't have the other piece on there. Find which one of these. Just got it. So just like that, it's on there, it's tight. And then now we're going to trip this right here. So there's two little things in there. And we're gonna go grab the piece, and then we'll be right back to show you guys how to trip that.
Here you go, my good sir.
Okay. Let me make sure this actually fits on here first. Okay. So the way that we're gonna trip it is we're gonna take this piece, or apply it directly on here, onto these tabs. The way you'll know that you have it on is that it won't go back and forth. And then just for some reinforcement, I'm gonna add some electrical tape to it, just so that it doesn't come off. I mean, it does look kind of ghetto, but should solve our problem as far as our airbag light.
Sick. Wish it was that easy on my Golf.
Right.
That thing is gonna forever stay on, I swear. Awesome. Well, after this, guys, we're gonna go ahead and we will route that wire sort of with the same harness that, you know, is going up to all your accessories. And then we'll just add some electrical tape, maybe a zip tie, just to make sure everything stays nice and snug. And then we will show you how you're gonna attach that to your very nice quick release steering wheel and your hub. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, just so you know what's happening. So this yellow wire that we hooked down there to that connector, it is gonna be hooked to this little paper clip like guy. It's actually part of a spring because it's gonna hold its shape a little bit better. So you're gonna hook that to this little plastic piece right there, and then this is going to make contact with the back part on this hub.
And if you guys don't have a spring or something that you can do that with, you can also use just a paper clip. Just make sure you shave off the coating, so it'll actually make that contact.
Yeah. So now we'll continue. We will work on getting this stuff all put together and go from there. All right, guys, so now we are gonna torque the steering wheel nut back on, and the torque spec on it is 38. So we're gonna go ahead and get this bugger tightened down. All right.
Okay, you got it.
I'm gonna turn this so we can see what torque we're at.
You're on.
All right, guys, so we are going to hook this up real quick, and they make it super simple for you so you don't screw it up. You have a male and a female. All right. So now we just have to tuck these guys in.
So this little gasket that's on there, this is just to keep water and stuff out, because it is a convertible, so you don't want it getting into any of your electrical connectors. And make sure that this NRG symbol, as you'll see when he puts it on, has to be straight up and down with that white stuff.
Yep, all right.
With that white dot.
There you go. All right, so let's go ahead, throw one of these guys on. I swear.
Then we're going to go get all those bolted up around that, and then we'll be right back. So Wyatt's about done with bolting all of those up, and then we're going to go and get the cover put back on, and then we'll show you guys how to mount the steering wheel to the actual quick release.
All right, guys, so after you get this beautiful unit bolted back up and everything good to go, make sure to install your plastic piece. We didn't have to trim anything. So, boom. And ready? Are you ready for the best part? Are you ready, Jayden?
I'm ready.
Do you think they're ready?
Nope.
It's still got a horn. All right, so it's pretty cool. It's hard to do with just one hand, but yeah, so we will keep you guys posted, but freaking sick. Well, ladies and gentle folks, we are gonna take the little Miata for a rip because we've gotten quite a few little things done to it just to make it a little nicer. So let's go see how she does. Oh yeah. I deserve that one.